let's talk about what actions and decisions are in your immediate sphere of influence as somebody who works in the government.
Many of you have probably seen a Zoom chat of government bureaucrats who are part of what they call the Sunrise movement. But anyway, there's talk of them actually plotting to overthrow the government via a coup. Now, color me a little skeptical, because you know what? Yeah, a lot of conservatives use the word coup, like the silent coup by the deep state. But I mean, government bureaucrats, would they be that stupid to actually use the C word?
Making sure that we're naming what is happening as a coup.
Oops. Okay, so that was just one person. Unless we hear it from others, I'm saying that's definitely just an outlier. They're not going to be very specific about conducting a coup.
Also are often saying, like, call it a coup. It's a coup. Don't let anyone tell you it's not.
All right, so they are talking about a coup, but key word is talking. Is there any proof that they plan to take actions if there is such a coup?
Do we have any plans for how to respond if there's a coup?
Yeah, if we're in a coup, there's no time for business as usual. Members of Congress that are coming in, we're going to meet them at the airports or at Union Station and send them back to where they came from.
All right, so they're play acting about what they're going to do in case of a coup. But these are just well-paid government bureaucrats acting out their fantasies. There's absolutely no evidence that they are plotting with, say, hardcore communist revolutionaries such as Lisa Fithian, is there?
We're facing an administration and a potential coup and a potential insurrection.
Oops. Well, okay, there was Lisa Fithian. But again, it still sounds like vague talk. It's not like we see any specifics where they're plotting on maps on how to take over government buildings or anything, is there?
We've been working on a target map and a framework for scenarios. So we began to put together a list of things we want to know about in the city. So where are all the police stations? Because it's good to know where the police are. Where are all the key government buildings? Where are all the media outlets? Who are the Trump boosters? So we're talking about what would it take to surround the White House and have people do stuff.
Wow. This sounds vaguely familiar. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she compared this to the Bolshevik takeover of Petrograd in 1917, or the mullahs in Iran plotting to take over the government in their revolution in 1979.
In order to achieve what they did, they knew they had to take over important government buildings. They knew they had to try and win over members of the police and army, and they had to protect each other.
Yeah, well, too bad for the coup plotters that they were so stupid as to make their coup plot on Zoom, where it could be recorded. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if one or more of the government bureaucrats out there had second thoughts, because they knew they would, when you plot to overthrow the government and you're a government employee, what happens? You are supposed to get fired. You lose their jobs. So I'm sure one or more of them turned in this Zoom chat to the proper people. Probably not the FBI, because, Christopher Wray, he probably thinks of the Sunrise movement of plotting bureaucrats as just an ideology, a harmless ideology, like he said about Antifa. Now, one other thing that's interesting is that I think that if they do attempt such a coup, 90% of the coup plotters would flee in terror on day one of their attempt to overthrow the government if the authorities just simply hand out pink slips. You're fired, you're fired, you're fired. Really, that's absolutely terrifying to these bureaucrats. In fact, I would highly recommend that every single bureaucrat on these that Zoom chats we just saw every one of them is fired right away, instantly. That's it. You plot to overthrow the government, and you're being paid by the taxpayers. We cut off your monetary supply from the taxpayers, namely your job. You're gone. And speaking of gone, I'll see you guys later.
Making sure that we're naming what is happening as a coup.
Also are often saying, like, call it a coup. It's a coup. Don't let anyone tell you it's not.
Subscribe to the Dummy Funnies now!